Thanks for coming to hear the Court on the Street. I am the Mauve Storm. No, I'm the Dark Avenger. No, I'm the Mauve Storm. No, the Dark Avenger. What if I just call myself the Mauve Avenger? I'm not going to call myself the Mauve Avenger. And I can't believe that I am your Mauve Avenger host, Vince. And he'll just be doing some normal task around the house when suddenly a cartoon character or whatever the hell will come to life, sniff the air, and tell him to refill his air freshener. He is your Glade plug it in host, Josh. How are we doing today, Josh?
I'm just peachy.
Yeah.
That was quite the intro.
It was low energy. I like to try to bring the energy up a little bit more than that. But hey,
the mauve stuff was good. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was going as much as the other one. I was like along for the ride.
Yeah. Yep. You didn't watch Hey Arnold then when you were younger?
Very little of it, yeah.
Because that's a Hey Arnold skit. Bit, whatever. It's very good. They're making like a go-kart. And one of them's mauve. They pronounce it mauve. I'm sticking with my guns. How are you doing this early morning today, Josh? It's not actually early, but it's earlier than we usually record. So how you doing? How you feeling? We keeping the energy up today?
Yeah. Getting prepared to knock the recording out and then watch the Bills game in Detroit. They're playing today, even though they're playing Cleveland because of a snow storm in Buffalo. That's quite the spectacle there. I see there's pictures everywhere of like all different citizens in Buffalo like at Bills players' houses, like snow blowing and shoveling to get the team out of the city because like there's not enough plow trucks or like plowing companies to get everywhere.
Wow.
So
that's funny.
Some of the players and stuff are getting picked up by snowmobile and like
that's good.
Yeah, it was like a mad dash yesterday to get everyone out.
Wow, I didn't realize that they couldn't even get like those people out. I know they got like 77 inches of snowfall, so I knew that like the city ground to a halt, but you think that they would have already been out of the city.
Nope, because they didn't have time. I mean, Thursday they changed where the game was going to be played, and like it just takes time to coordinate everything. You know, because it's not like the Lions facility is just unused,
right?
You know, so it's like they still have another 2 days of like practice and all that stuff that was going on and like situating everything. I'm sure a lot of logistics and people I saw a bunch of people complaining online, and it's like you do realize it's not just like a 53-man roster that gets on the plane and goes. Like there's coaching staff, medical staff, equipment people, like social media people. There's hundreds of people that have to go.
When Nicole was traveling, she came into JFK and she said she saw the Jets plane.
Yeah.
And she was like, it looks so big. I'm like, yeah, well, they have 50 people on the roster and then coaches and staff and doctors and it's a huge undertaking to get all those people out. So yeah, I guess like understanding that the players can get there, but yeah, all the other people, it does make sense that it's tough to get everybody out.
Or that's why they moved the game to begin with. It's like they could get the stadium clear, but like the town is in no type of condition for people to be traveling to the stadium.
Yeah.
They're still struggling to get the streets clear where anybody can move.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is nice and sunny outside. I'm looking at the green grass out here.
Same here. Yeah. It's crazy. Well, it's funny. It's like they showed the inside of Orchard Park, like the inside of the Bills Stadium with like 77 inches of snow, and then like 30 minutes away on the other side of Buffalo.
Yep.
There's like a dusting
on the north side.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how Buffalo works because it's like in between the two lakes. It's got Ontario to the north, Erie to like the west. So all of this snow came off of Lake Erie. So it like cut through below the city, or so that's exactly where Orchard Park is. But
Yeah, just crazy to see.
yeah, like
That
right
kinda
in that
difference.
little land bridge. Because I went to school out there. Like Amherst is right in that little land bridge between the two lakes, and we would just like not get touched.
Yeah.
There was some storm that was like an ice storm or something like that. I heard like north of us got just shut down. South of us, like people were not leaving their house, and we were like still walking to class. It was really weird. It's a really weird like little weather
Those people
system
needed
out there.
snowshoes to walk, and you're just like, I'm in shorts.
Yeah. Well, that would be very extreme. We're talking like some Minecraft level biomes there, but
I mean, you never know.
yeah. You walk out of the desert into the taiga.
Yeah. You find a mushroom biome.
Yep. Big mushroom trees.
Yeah.
Right next to, I don't know, whatever the hell the biomes are, jungle or something.
Mushroom cows.
Sure. The mushrooms. Okay, so we are Word on the Street. I'm Vince, that's Josh. We pick one word from the puzzle word game Quordle each week and talk about whatever the hell we can based on those words. This week,
November 6th through the 12th.
Yeah, November 6th through the 12th. Sorry, I was just looking at the doc. I thought I went first last time.
Nope, I did. You were supposed to, but I went first last time. I went first twice in a row.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Josh.
I know, we broke it. We broke the flow.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it, but you were just like, so this week, and you said I go first, and I'm like, well, you already said it. I guess I go first.
Yeah, our recording schedule has been a little messed up, and I'm getting, I don't know. I usually check, but we had recorded like whatever. I'm not making excuses. I messed up. I'm so sorry to the public. I'm so sorry to my family. Not sorry to Josh. Who else am I sorry to? Okay, I'll go first, I suppose.
Yeah,
my word
you do that
this week is Clash. The obvious place my mind goes is Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, mobile games.
Your favorite stuff.
My favorite stuff. So I wanted to just like talk about that stuff. I'm gonna ask you first because I'm pretty sure your answer is just gonna be pretty straightforward on this one. And I kind of have to look through some of my games to figure out my actual answer. So, Josh, What is your favorite mobile game that you've ever played?
Game Dev Story.
Ooh, wee. I don't know if I actually expected that. I expected you to say Pokemon Go.
No, Pokemon Go is the one I probably put the most time into, but Game Dev Story is my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Pokemon Go, unfortunately, is ruined by the fact that it is completely pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
Or pay to play, I guess, is more the pace that I want. What ruined it for me is the pace that I like to play at requires too much money to play it. It's just
sure.
The game is about money. It's not about actually being a game and having fun.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So they lost a player for the. I put a lot of time into it, but I haven't touched it in a while just because it's they seem to be regressing in their ability to make people that don't want to spend money have enough stuff to do.
Yeah, Pokemon games seem to be. I know that they're made by different.
No.
Well, I know that they're made by different companies, but the new Pokemon games I've heard like issues with them too. Not that they're bad, that like there's other stuff that sort of makes it kind of unplayable, performance issues and stuff. And I don't know, yeah. Pokemon games lately, no matter who they're made by, just seem to have this sort of thing where they're great games with some sort of fatal flaw that just prevents them from being the best ever.
I think they struggle from the same thing that like Call of Duty and Madden do, where like the franchises are so big that these developers just don't give a fuck because they know they're going to sell. Like, sure. People are going to buy them in the hope that nostalgia carries through and that it's exactly what they remembered and more. And it never is. but they buy it anyway, just on the hope that they can relive that feeling again.
Well, I've heard people saying that these new mainline Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, are arguably the best Pokemon games ever made, but they like have just horrible performance issues. They're just like lagging and hitching, and the frame rate can't maintain.
It's like 20 frames a second.
Yeah, it's like 20 frames a second, can't possibly maintain 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you make a game that like that in 2022 on a system that's been out for what, almost a decade?
Yeah.
Not really. When, I don't know when the Switch came out, but
I mean, it's been at least 6 or 7 years. Let's see. Nintendo Switch
2017. So it's been 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to make a basically broken game 6 years into the.
And I mean, they've never
life.
had good like performance. Like they've never been one that strives for it. But like when you're gonna do an open world game and have it be that big,
yeah,
like you have to have something that can push it. And I don't know. It's like, is it a hardware problem or is the game just poorly coded?
Both.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hardware problem. The Switch is anemic at best. Like it can output 720p, or it outputs 720p to the screen, but it can output like 1080 to like a TV, but it can't really handle that.
Yeah.
That's why so many people were expecting a Switch Pro to be released, and they just released the Switch OLED, which upgrades the screen but doesn't do anything for the performance.
I know somebody that downloaded the Switch emulator to try to play this game, and they said they couldn't tell what was bad about the game and what was lag from the emulator. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
They're like, I couldn't tell the difference between the emulator sucking and what the game just sucks at. I was like, wow, that's poor. That's really bad.
Yeah. I heard some tech reviewer say that currently the best way to play the Switch is to not. Which that means like download an emulator, get a Steam Deck, download a Switch emulator, and that's the best way to play the Switch.
Yeah. It's just sad.
Yep.
I know one guy was like, whatever you do at all costs, do not try to play Pokemon docked because it makes it even worse.
Oh, yeah. Because like I said, that increases the resolution, yeah. So
yeah.
Disappointing. But, hopefully one day we'll get another great Pokemon game that I'm going to want to play.
I really haven't played too many other mobile games, if I'm completely honest with you. They just don't keep my interest for very long.
Well, why don't you talk a little bit about your actual favorite one then? You just said it, and then we talked about Pokemon. Game
dev story. For those that don't know, it's imagine like Roller Coaster Tycoon kind of vibe, except you're starting a game development company from the ground up. So you start out like in your house with just a computer, and you can only make games for like a certain platform. And then as you release your games and they do better, you gain more money, more access to like a bigger building and more employees and different research and different game types. And you mix those together to try to make like AAA games to sell more copies, to unlock more. You kind of, I'm sure it's grown from where I played it, but at that point it only went up to like PlayStation 2 era kind of like games. They all had different names. They weren't called like the PlayStation.
Well, there was the toilet bowl console that you could develop.
Yeah. It was just a really fun little building game kind of, there was strategy, but also not. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it, but it was kind of quick. I guess that was his biggest downfall. It's like you could go through an entire like playthrough of it in like a day.
Wow. Yeah. It's the type of game that you like just get hooked and no life for a whole day. And that's the reason that it takes like a single day to
Yeah,
do
you'd
it.
like
But
10 hours and you could just completely wipe through the whole
yeah,
thing.
it's
Which I
not
mean, it's a lot for a mobile game, but
I don't know. That's not a short game in like the indie dev world. That's about the right length for a game, I would say. A lot of really great games are right around there, like 10 hours. If I'm going through my Steam library looking at like indie games that I've, put a ton of hours into and beaten, like even, well, I guess Celeste I put a lot of hours into. I put like 40 hours into Celeste, but that takes a lot of like redoing, and I did a lot of extra stuff in there. But like Portal is like a 4 or 5 hour game. When you're comparing it to stuff like this, it's really not, short. Super Hot is a 4 hour game to play front to back. Even
Yeah.
Outer Wilds, I think, is like a 12 hour game.
yeah, I mean, that's enough for the value because they're cheap, but like, I don't know. I guess I'll always look for more substance in the games, which is probably why I don't play a lot of single player. It's like I either need something highly competitive or I need like a long form game like MMOs or something like that where there's, a long time to work on things.
Yeah, I would recommend you try to break that habit a little bit, because some of these like shorter games that, you could probably get on sale for like $8 or whatever are some of the best games ever made. But
They just don't grab my attention. There's like the things that make them fun for you that they just don't interest me.
I mean, I kind of understand that, but like they don't need to grab your attention. Like I said, they're short experiences. Even a game like Return of the Obra Dinn, which I don't think is your style of game, but it's kind of involved. It's like it took me like 9 hours. That's like you sit down and play it for 3 or 4 times and you're done.
Yeah.
Inscription, which I do think you should play, is like 10 hours. It's whatever, 5 sessions. Like you don't. It's not a huge commitment to try to play them either, which I think is a point in their favor. You don't feel like you need to sit and put all the time into it right away.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I have to try to give them a go. There's just not much that makes me want to play it.
I'll share my Steam library with you, and you can.
Probably have a good chunk of them. I mean, maybe not some of those, but I have like almost 400 games in my Steam library. I just don't. There's just none of them that grab my attention.
Yeah.
Like they're just not, I don't know, nothing super innovative that makes me go, wow, I want to play that.
I bet you'd like Super Hot.
Why would it? Actually, it sounds familiar. I might have that.
I mean, it's a shooter. It's like a puzzle shooter. So basically, time moves when you move. I don't know. It's an incredible game.
It's single player.
Single player.
No, see, that's a big thing too. I don't care for single player games. I just don't care for them anymore. I'm at a point where like, I don't know, it's just not what I want to play. I play games as like a social thing, so I'm always talking to people while I play them.
You can talk to people while you're playing this stuff. I mean, that's what we did with Dark Souls, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just
like it can still be social. You don't have to sequester yourself like I do, but that's because I'm a little, trash goblin who.
But I would rather play a game with people than just sit in there and play a game without people just and talk to them. Like, I'm going to choose playing a game with people rather than playing a game by myself. Like, I would play that, I guess, if I couldn't find anybody to play with. But I would rather spend my time playing with somebody.
It's I understand. I don't know. So I think you need to give it a chance. But I'm not going to.
I played a ton of solo games when I was younger. I just don't. There's nothing anymore that makes me lose myself in it and want to play it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, is that there's games out there that'll do that, and you can take a break from the social, and when you're done with this, you go back to being social. You play it for an hour and then go do something else. I don't know. There's experiences here that, whatever. We're just talking in circles now.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to see something that makes me seem like they're doing something different, because most indie games are just doing the same thing with a little flair on it.
I don't know. They're doing such different stuff. Super Hot is like so different. A game like Thumper is so different. Celeste is kind of the same thing, but it's the best possible execution of that thing. A game like Papers, Please is, I don't know. That seems reductive. Like Slay the Spire is not doing the same thing that other games do. I don't know. It seems weird. I get when you're talking about like RPGs games, like indie games that are trying to do RPG stuff, because then they're just doing Zelda, right? So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, but there's a lot out there that I don't know. I would say that you're missing, but also again, I'm not going to force you, and we're still just talking in circles. My favorite mobile game. Oh boy, that's tough. It changes. I can't pick. I can't pick a one. It constantly changes. I'm constantly like cycling through games. Currently, I'm playing Adventure Capitalist again. It's a idle game. It's my shtees. But
we're like complete opposites in
Yeah.
games.
Puzzle games. There are really great puzzle games on mobile. The Room is a really good one. It has nothing to do with the movie, The Room. It would be hilarious if it did, but it's literally like a puzzle box game. The first game, you have a puzzle box. You can manipulate it in 3D space. You're finding like levers and stuff, and you finally get it open. You move on to the next one, and there's a little tiny bit of like a dark sort of eldritch horror story to it, I would say. Also, and there's 4 of those games, so those are really great.
That could be something I could get behind.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
the only thing I do play on mobile on occasion is like brain teaser kind of games where they're just things that make you think.
Mm-hmm. There is another 2-game series called The Guides and The Guides Axiom that, how to describe these? There's, I don't know, you're kind of looking through like documents and stuff and figuring out the clues based on various things. I don't know. It's very tough. Like there's hidden stuff that you can find in these pages, and you're trying to figure out the password to get you to the next level. This is a really great game. There's not a whole lot to it. It's literally just that. And then like you can use some tools like a binary decoder and like hidden text revealer or something like that. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I played them, but they're really great. And then there's just every idle game that I've played. Egg Inc. Yeah. So there's just a small list. I'm sure there's the games that reminded me that, inspired this topic. The Clash games, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. Played Clash of Clans a little bit, but I played Clash Royale quite extensively.
I played Clash of Clans for a little while.
Yeah,
I
you
made
did,
it to
didn't
like
you?
Town Hall 8, I think, ish, somewhere around there.
But you never played Clash Royale with like me and Volo, right?
No.
Yeah, that game was.
I think my biggest disconnect there is like I'm always near a computer, so I have no reason to play mobile.
I don't know.
Like
These games are good.
I'm either sitting at my computer, or I'm doing something else, or I'm sleeping. Like I'm never in a position where I'm like pick up my phone. Like the bathroom, it's the only time I might play it.
Yeah, but you can't play Clash Royale on the computer.
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's no game on the phone that's made me want to pick it up and like play it.
Yeah, I suppose I get that.
I'm sure it's the same reason that I haven't played handhelds. Like I haven't had a Nintendo handheld since the original 3DS when I think X and Y came out, or Black and White, whichever one came out with that.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, me neither. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. I feel like that's the way that a lot of people operate, but it does feel limiting. There's a lot of good stuff out there that's not console or PC.
I'm not saying there's not. It's just like if I'm not playing a game, like say I don't want to play a game on the computer, then I just go to like watch something, consume media. I don't. My brain never goes, "Hey, let me go play a mobile game." It's just not something I look for.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, intentionally breaking that could yield good results.
Oh, I mean, I'm not against doing it. There has to be something that's makes me want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, like, there hasn't been much. And the ones that I do download and try, I get, I don't know, 10 minutes into it, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
I think maybe if I had the, what's it called, the backbone or something. I forget what that thing is, like the that your phone snaps into and gives it like controls.
Yeah.
I might like that. Might like some of them better, but
Is that what it's called? I know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
don't. It's
something like
something
that.
bone.
I think it's called backbone. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I've heard that's really good. I just stay away from mobile games that use that sort of control scheme. I've never found a good mobile game that uses like a traditional control scheme, like with 4 buttons and
Yeah, Call of Duty works well. Like the Call of Duty mobile. I played
yeah,
that on it, and that one games like that work well for it.
it's never going to feel as good as a controller.
No, it
So,
never will.
I don't know. I don't understand the point, but
Me
I think
neither.
that's
But that's the same way I feel about phone. Like they try to make the touchscreen's never going to feel as good as a controller, so I just don't want to use it.
but there's control schemes that you can do with a touchscreen that you can't do with a controller. That's kind of what
Yeah,
I'm
for
getting at
certain types of games.
is
Yeah,
if you're trying to emulate the controller on the screen, it's gonna feel like shit.
yeah,
But like imagine trying to play Game Dev Story with a controller, right? You're just like scrolling and like clicking back and forth between like all these different people and menus, and trying to play that with a controller would suck. But on your phone, it's just direct tapping,
yeah,
and that's sort of the best. So when it comes down to things where you can games, it's going to sound funny, but games where the main gameplay element is navigating menus work
yeah,
really well on mobile.
yeah. No, I mean you're right.
Um, that's
Games where there's a game inside
reductive,
of the
but
game is where it works well.
yeah, sure.
Games where you're controlling a person, not as much.
No, not like 3D games.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, I don't think any of the mobile games that I play are 3D. They're at best like 2.5D, where they have 3D models, but they're just moving on a single plane.
yeah.
You know, but this and that, these and those. Okay. Next, we kind of touched on it a little bit when you were talking about Pokemon Go, but I guess we can expand it to include like PC games. But like when you're playing a freemium game, at what point do you decide that it is worth spending money in that game?
So I have a weird way of doing it. It is $1 per hour of consumption. So if I play a free game for 20 hours and I'm enjoying myself, I'm okay with spending $20 on something in the game. The only other extent would be like I'm paying for a convenience. Like if the same thing goes, like if I can spend $20 and it's going to save me more than 20 hours worth of time to do something, then I will do it in a game. But most of the time, yeah, it's just if I've put enough time into it.
Yeah. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Like having
a monetary value attached to it for time versus money.
Yeah. Well, having like something actually defined like that. Cause yeah, I think everybody kind of has the same sort of, idea about it. Like, if I put enough time into it, but that's kind of nebulous for a lot of people. And then they just end up, putting way too much money in, or,
That's how I got with Pokemon. So it would be like, I was spending like probably $20 to $25 a week when I was playing it hardcore.
Yeah, sure.
But I justified it because I was actually playing it. Like I was going out with friends, doing stuff. Like if I go out with friends 3 times a week, I'm going to spend more than $20 each time.
Yeah, right.
Whether it's go get food, go get a drink, just go watch a movie. So like that's how I justified it. I don't really buy alcohol. I don't go out to the bar or anything. So it was like
You're a good boy.
I would spend my money on that instead, but even that got to be like just too much. But I mean that's how I was doing it. And I was spending, especially on like your community days, to go out and 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be out till 6, 7 o'clock at night playing, and spend $25 for that amount of time, which is nothing in comparison, but over time it added up.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. It makes a lot of sense, and yeah, you were definitely putting like 20 hours a week into it.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. I was playing 2 to 3 hours a night during the week a lot of the time, and then on weekends it was 6-7 hours one day, maybe another 6 hours another day, or maybe just 3 hours the second day or something. But I was
Mm.
getting 20 hours in.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have another question, but from the conversation so far, I expect that you're not really gonna have an answer for it.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a lot of like mobile game ads out there, right? Have you ever actually tried a game from that ad and been surprised that it's just like nothing like the actual ad?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Have you
There
tried
is
Raid Shadow Legends?
no, no. I mean, I have played. God, I wish I could remember what the hell that name of that game was. Hold on, I gotta look it up. 'Cause it
Okay.
was a while ago when I played it. It is called. Oh, come on, ad. Yep. Dragon Soul.
Dragon Soul.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, like a dungeon crawler kind of game with different characters. I saw that. That was like the Raid Shadow Legends before Raid Shadow Legends was a thing. Like
Okay.
2016 thing, and I played that for a little while. And I found that on ads.
Okay. And
I
it's
would
just
play
like
that when I was at work.
yeah, it's just
No,
nothing like you expected.
No, it's like it. That's like the
Okay.
one thing from an ad that got me. No, the one that was an ad that I downloaded that was nothing like it is this like 3D tile game, and I wanted it to be so good because it looked awesome, and it was like 3D Jenga, like but like with like a Rubik's, like a sliding tile kind of effect. I don't know how to explain it, but it looks super fun, and I was like, wow. That looks like a really good like brain teaser game. I'm gonna download it, and I downloaded the exact thing from the link, and it's a completely different game. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. This is I kind of didn't expect it when we started talking about it, but I expected that you'd had an experience like this because this sort of thing is just rampant.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find. I don't know if I still have it downloaded. I think I removed it.
Yeah. The one time I forget what game that I was playing, but it was a game where you could like earn in-game like premium currency by doing doing stuff in like other games.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually did get me to download Raid Shadow Legends once. I only played it for like 15 minutes in order to get the stuff in the other game, but that game is actually nothing like the ads.
Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like a linear sort of auto combat simulator. You pick a group, they go up against, another group of enemies, and then they move on to the next one, and then they move on to the next one, then there's a boss, and then it's done. And then you like, I don't know, it's what it actually is, and I don't know which game copied which because they look different, but they're essentially the same thing. I don't know if you heard of the game AFK Arena.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen anything on it.
Yeah, this is a game that I actually do like. I saw an ad for it, downloaded it, and it was what I expected it to be. But I've seen ads since, and they've basically done the same thing that Raid Shadow Legends have done, and their ads are just like fucking whack as hell. But they're essentially the same game, and it's like party building and progressing through different levels of enemies. So it's weird. But the ones that I know that people really hate when it comes to this particular issue, games being completely different, is like Homescapes. I don't know if you ever seen an ad for that.
Yeah.
That apparently is just basically Bejeweled.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's a way to look at downloaded apps in the iPhone App Store.
I don't know. There is on Android.
I'm sure there is. Let's see.
The worst these days is the games that are good but are just plagued by ads.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It makes sense for them to do it, but it fucking sucks.
Just charge me. Just charge me $5 a month. I'd rather be because if I like it, I'll pay the $5 and not care.
Yep.
But like you put ads in there and it makes me just not want to play it.
So I've been seeing ads for this game called Mob Control, and it's an interesting sort of game. You're releasing your, I don't know, units, and there's like gates that multiply them, and there's enemy units coming at you, and you have to like choose the lanes and send them through the gates to multiply so that you can get to their base before they get to yours.
Okay.
It's a really interesting game, and I was like, this isn't going to be anything like it's going to be, so I looked it up. It actually is the actual game. It's not very well optimized, so it's a battery drain. And also, after the first, I don't know, level or whatever, you get to the second base in the game. And yeah, there's an ad after every single level.
So the game is called Tap Away 3D.
Tap Away 3D.
Yeah.
I'm looking this up.
And the ad I saw for it made it look awesome. And then it, in fact, was not.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this.
Yeah.
And it's not actually even like this.
No.
This is the whole ad.
Yep.
What is the actual game?
It's just like a shitty version of it. Like,
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
look anything like it. Like, the things don't function the same. Like, it's like watered down.
Weird.
Yeah, it was just not good. Like, I tried to play it, and I was like, this is nothing like what I expected. And I just uninstalled it. I'm looking through to see what other mobile games I've downloaded and deleted.
Yeah, I should probably be doing that too.
Actually, one that I do like that I've played is Killer Sudoku. I play that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon Unite, that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I played that
all of their Sudoku. That Sudoku app, is it the actual like? Okay, so there's a YouTube channel called Cracking the Cryptic, and they do a lot of these like special rule Sudoku things. It's like Sudoku Champions or whatever, and they have apps. One of them is Killer Sudoku.
Yeah,
did you download
Sudoku.com?
Okay, so it's not their particular app,
but Killer Sudoku is like,
right.
There'll be different shapes.
Yeah.
Within the thing, and those shapes have numbers correlated, and all the numbers inside of that shape have to equal another number.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of those special rule Sudokus are really good. I played a lot of chess Sudoku.
Okay.
And that's really good. It's like it's whether or not like a king, a queen, or a knight rule are in play. So like if you're playing knight rule Sudoku, then the number also can't go a knight's move away from the number.
Okay.
So that sort of gives you a little extra ways to eliminate where numbers can go. And the really cool thing is if you watch this YouTube channel, Cracking the Cryptic, it sounds boring just watching somebody solve Sudoku, but he does like Sudokus that have one number given, or killer Sudokus. I think he did a killer Sudoku where there were no numbers given.
Yeah.
And he like figured it all out, and it's incredible. But even if you're not like world class, it's fun because the more rules you introduce, the less numbers you can give, and the more you actually have to start thinking about this shit.
True.
And it's very cool. I was gonna look at my apps. Those are all the questions that I have. What else do you want to talk about with just like mobile games? Because I like me some mobile games.
I don't know. This was a tough topic for me because I'm not. We're like so vastly different when it comes to mobile games. Like you play them a ton, and like I generally don't, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Pokemon Go, but I've tried a ton. I tried like to get into ones that I thought I would like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Megapolis, City Island 4, Bit City. I tried Hearthstone on it. I tried Teamfight Tactics. Just, I don't know, none of them. Oh, you know which one I did play a lot of? Balls.
Hell yeah, you would.
I played the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a bouncing ball game. So the blocks are above it. They have numbers, and you bounce a ball, and you're trying to clear the room with a singular bounce. And as you go through the levels, like you collect other balls. So like you'll break blocks and there'll be other balls behind them, and that adds so the next time you launch whatever direction you launch in, you'll have two balls, and now two balls are breaking things. And like as you go, there's more blocks with higher numbers and more balls to be collected. So you'll end up with like, I don't know, 60, 70 balls going in a straight line, bouncing all over the place, trying to clear this entire level. I'm actually going to re-download this because this was really fun, and I just found it again scrolling through, and I really liked this one. It was really good. It was like so simplistic, but there was just there's something so satisfying about seeing numbers go down or
up. What the hell is this game? I'm like looking through the list of games that I've downloaded in the past. Realistic Summer Sports Simulator. What the hell is this? How do I play?
I tried Madden. 8-ball pool is good. Played that. Angry Birds. I tried that. I played a lot of Flappy Bird when that was out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I don't understand how this game works. Okay, I'll figure that out because it looks fucking wacky and kind of neat. What else? Sky will be mad if I don't mention Storm Wars.
What is Storm Wars?
It is it's a deck building game. How to describe it? I'm sure he could do it better, but it is like it's a little like Hearthstone style game. You're like building a deck, and then you go in and I don't know, fight other people's decks. It was good while I played it. It was one of those games that I like played for a while, like got really into, and then for some reason, like for no real reason, just sort of, faded away from. Did you ever play Magikarp Jump? No.
It doesn't sound familiar anyway.
It was the first Pokemon mobile game. Like Android iOS game. I mean, I don't know. You like train your Magikarp to jump. That's it. It was pretty fun.
Huh.
I fucking killed it.
I may or may not be playing balls right now.
Hell yeah. What else is there? I don't know, man.
Have you ever heard of it or played this?
I mean, I've heard of not that game. I've heard of balls, just like the physical object.
You should download it and play it.
How am I gonna even find it?
It's literally just called Balls.
I know, but like
BALLZ.
By Ketchup?
Yeah.
It's got 3.2 stars.
Yeah.
Is this just a brick breaker game?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What is the brick break? I have a brick breaker game that I liked a lot. What was it called? I'm trying to look for it now. Wow. Navigating these menus in the app stores. Fairly difficult. Sharpening a pencil?
No, that was a stupid ad that started playing in the game.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and now I remember why I stopped playing it.
Yeah, right.
The brick so breaker many ads.
The brick breaker game that I really liked is called BB-Tan.
BB-Tan. Okay.
BBTAN. Yeah, it's really good. I think there's ads in it. I can't even remember. It's also very poorly optimized, and it is a battery drain.
Oh, we love that.
That's basically why I stopped playing the game. But it was a good game while you played it.
Just have to play it plugged in.
Just have to play it plugged in and with gloves on so that you don't burn yourself.
That's always such a good thing to have to worry about.
Yeah, not really. Like it's not bad enough to burn yourself, but yeah, it's not a very well optimized game.
Yeah.
And then I guess that's it for me. That's all. That's it. I'm sure there was something else I had to say, but whatever. I'm gonna move on to my loose end because I do have a loose end this week.
Okay.
It's Coheed and Cambria.
Okay.
I don't I wasn't like the biggest like Coheed and Cambria fan, right? Like I like individual songs. I basically like their singles.
Yeah.
But
they
like
had so many good songs though.
I know they did. But I could never get into like In Keeping Secrets or even like Good Apollo.
Oh,
I couldn't like listen to it front to back. So I like their songs, but like there's something about having a whole album that excites me in the way that, liking a single song by an artist doesn't.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder what Coheed and Cambria is up to. I went to their Spotify page. They released a new album this year, and it's incredible.
I haven't listened to it yet. I'll have to take a peek.
It's called Vaxis 2, and then it's got some subtitle. Because that's the thing about Coheed and Cambria. I'm sure you know this, but I'm not sure if you ever actually looked into it. But
Comics?
yeah, their albums tell the story in conjunction with a series of comics that the lead singer Claudio Sanchez writes.
Yep. Super crazy band idea.
Yeah, right?
Like so interesting.
So the comic series is called The Amory Wars, and it's not just comics. Like the first run, In Keeping Secrets, Second Stage Turbine. That was a series of serialized comics, and then In Keeping Secrets, I think that like continued the story. But then Good Apollo was a graphic novel, so kind of comics, but a different sort of format, bound in a what you would probably call an omnibus, really. Yeah. And then they kind of stopped with those. I think they released an album that sort of continued the story, and then they released an album that was just standalone.
Yeah.
But then in 2019, they returned to the Amory Wars storyline, but they don't have comics that go along with them anymore. So now they have 2 albums out, Vaxis 1, Vaxis 2, again with some subtitles. I don't know what they are because it's... I guess I could just look them up. I'm just going to look them up. Give me just a second.
It's just so creative. And his voice is just, I don't know, something special about it.
Yeah, there really is. Okay, so So we have, in order, the Second Stage Turbine Blade, In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3, Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness. Holy shit. I love it. I love their naming scheme too, because it's fucking madness.
Yeah.
There's no number 1. It starts at second stage.
Yeah.
And then there's In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth 3. And then there's Good Apollo 4. Volume 1. There's no volume 2. Then No World for Tomorrow, Year of the Black Rainbow, and The Afterman. These were the mainline entries in the series before they took a break for The Color Before the Sun. And then, in 2018, actually, they released Vaxis 1, The Unheavenly Creatures. And this year, they released Vaxis 2, A Window of the Waking Mind. And I don't know, it is actually incredible. Like, they are switching up what they do in a way. Like, they're a great band because they switched up what they do. This is not just another straightforward Coheed and Cambria album, but it's also distinguishably Coheed and Cambria. If you know what I mean.
I think anything with his voice is just going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he just it's so unique.
So yeah, I would recommend at the very least listening to Vaxis 2.
I already have it saved on my Spotify.
It was really great. They're long albums too. I realized they're like hour-long albums, which is long for a studio album. I listened
to Keeping Secrets so many times on repeat.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times.
This is one of the bands that I really should like more than I do. Like I said, I like their individual songs. I just never could get into like a whole Coheed and Cambria album. And it's one of those things that sticks in my craw. Like Coheed and Cambria, I would say Thrice. Actually, that's what reminded me to listen to Coheed and Cambria is
Thrice.
I was listening to The Artist in the Ambulance. And I was like, I gotta give Thrice another listen. So I looked up The Artist in the Ambulance album, was gonna start listening to it, and then I'm like, what's Coheed and Cambria up to?
Oh, you're missing out if you haven't listened to that whole album yet.
I think I have. I don't think it really caught me, but I was gonna give it another listen.
It's still their best album, I think.
Yeah, I am gonna re-listen to it because, again, it's a band that I should really like, but for some reason never really caught me. So I'm gonna give it another listen. But
all I can think about is us playing Welcome Home in Rock Band.
Yep. It's
over and over and over again.
It's too good.
Oh, such a good.
But like, I don't know. A lot of their other songs, actually, wow. Just looking at Coheed and Cambria's Spotify page, like this new album is 6 of the top 10 most listened to tracks on their page
Man,
right now.
that's
Like
surprising.
apparently people like this album. I had not looked into what the critical reception of it was.
I just think they have such dedicated fans that
Yeah.
people just love them. But yeah, no. Oh man, Keeping
I've
Secrets of
seen
Silent Earth 3 is. Oh, I'm looking at the set list right now, and I'm just
yeah.
Blood Red Summer. Ugh.
That's the thing is I like individual songs from it. I like Blood Red Summer. I like A Favorite House Atlantic, but I don't know if I could even recognize any of the other songs on here. And I know that I've listened to this
Oh
album
yeah,
front to
the
back.
crowing's phenomenal. All three of the Camper um trio of songs are all great. I would say probably the ending 46 seconds is like the least desirable portion of it for me anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Vexus 2's got a Metacritic rating of 80. I don't know if that's good for music. User score of 8.3. Still don't know if it's good for music. How are the rest of?
I would love to see Coheed and Cambria in concert.
I bet they put on a fucking great show.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's not amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Vexus 2. Wait, why is In Keeping Secrets not on this list on Metacritic? Yeah, whatever. Vexus 2 is one of their highest rated albums. Metacritic sucks, but
I'm definitely going to have to listen to it.
yeah, it's really great. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about it. Is Coheed and Cambria is good. I don't know if anybody knew that. I'm probably the first person to discover them, I'm sure.
Yeah, nobody else has ever heard of them before.
Yep.
I guess that means it's my turn.
It's your turn.
So this week I decided to choose a word that nobody would ever guess, especially not Vince, I'm sure.
No, definitely not. Nicole and I definitely weren't sitting down brain scheming and saying Josh is going to pick this word. We definitely weren't doing that.
I literally opened the things up last night because you were like, these words are a little difficult. I opened it, my eyes immediately saw it. I said, okay, I found my word.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you're going to guess the direction I'm going in, though.
Okay.
Specifically. So I chose Adobe.
Okay, and you're going to talk about Central American architecture.
Correct.
Okay.
For everybody that hasn't listened to previous episodes or doesn't know, I do graphic design for trade and have been using Photoshop since the 6th grade. So it's quite something I'm quite passionate about and enjoy thoroughly. So I saw this word and immediately knew I was going to pick it, but I decided to take a little bit of a hint from what you did last week. Okay. And I'm set up to record my screen. So I will post the links in the Discord and in the description to go along with the audio users. But the YouTube video will have the visuals to follow along with it.
Ooh-wee.
So I'm going to stream my screen to you.
I'm ready for it.
And we're going to play some game of Photoshop or not.
Okay. Am I going to be able to do this over streaming?
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Okay. Usually this sort of stuff requires like pixel peeping, doesn't it?
No, it's not. It's not anything.
Okay. Gotcha.
You're not looking for like tiny little stuff. I don't think anyway.
Gotcha.
You could see this now, correct?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to start it out. So this first website is actually directly like sponsored by Adobe, 25 years of Photoshop. So we're going to do that one. And then there's a second one as well that I wanted to go through. 'Cause I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is only 25 pictures. I don't know how long that's going to take. So,
okay.
So I figure we can either do them individually or we can try to talk and come up with an answer together. Either way.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right. So our first picture for everyone that's listening is what seems to be a woman floating, looking with binoculars out a big like bay window, almost big like multi-pane window. She seems to just be floating in the middle of the air.
Uh, Man, this is tough.
Right?
Because of the video quality, the streaming video quality. I
Oh,
think.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could send you the link.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do this one.
Okay.
Keep streaming so that I can, make sure that I'm with
On the
you.
right one. Yep.
But yeah, I think this is probably the best one to do. The best way to do this. I'm gonna say this one is. I'm gonna say this one's real.
I am inclined to say it's real as well. I think that she has like some kind of fishing line or something, like strong braided stuff that's holding her up that's been masked out.
Yeah, it would be hard. My understanding is that it would be hard to get that detail in the hair right if she were laying on something.
It would definitely take time.
Yeah.
To do.
All right.
Photoshop.
Okay.
It was photoshopped.
Dang.
Wow.
They're not going to show us the original though, huh? Cool.
Nope. Apparently not. All right. So this one seems to be a woman in a nice flowing dress standing on some kind of like coral reef.
Oh, wow.
Underwater.
This site is rude.
Why?
I was trying to zoom in on the picture and
it's like, no.
It's like, no, everything else zooms in, but the picture does not.
It's like you will get no help.
It's like it knew that people were going to do this and they specifically coded it to not.
This one's got to be photoshopped.
I think so.
It's got to be.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there.
It's not.
Incredible.
Wow, we're getting stumped.
Do we just pick
opposite of what we think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not picking the opposite of what I think. This one's Photoshop.
Yeah, there's no way it's symmetrical.
Yeah, this one's mirrored.
Yeah, that was way too.
Okay. I'm thinking Photoshop on this one. The lighting on that air conditioner looks weird.
Yeah, it does in comparison to the rest. Like, because the icicles that are hanging off the lamp don't seem to have light glistening through them, but the light is hitting that. So yeah, I think photoshopped as well.
Okay.
Real.
Frig.
Wow. Oh, this one's real.
Yeah.
I can already tell. So this is like an optical illusion. He's not hanging. This is like a bridge and he's laying down on it.
Yeah.
And it's taken from above.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that one was real.
Are we trying to describe these still? Or
yeah, we can.
Okay. This one is like a pool ladder railing type thing, but going into the ocean.
Sky almost looks like sky.
going into the ocean with at sunset.
Huh.
I think this one's a trick. I think this one's Photoshop.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you.
Nope.
It's real. Damn.
Gosh.
Oh, this one's got to be photoshopped.
Yeah, that beam wouldn't be so visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a guy sitting on the edge of person sitting on the edge of a cliff, like a starry night. And to be able to capture all of those stars in the photo, like with the amount of light coming in, there's no way that you would see this beam in this much of a brightness at the one end and then fade it off there.
Yep. I'll be honest. I jumped the gun a little bit and already clicked the answer. So
it's real.
It's real.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. That how long of exposure was that photo then?
I don't know. It had to be really long because it's also like wide, so it's not like it's.
Okay, man, getting taken away by some balloons.
I'm inclined to say that
balloons.
I'm inclined to say that this one is real. And then he was standing on something, and then it was masked out.
That, I don't know. He could have been jumping. Why would the balloons would clump together more if he were standing still? So either he's jumping or this is Photoshop.
Yeah, that is true. It's weird for the balloons to be perfectly placed. I'm going to say Photoshopped.
Okay. I think I'm going to disagree and say real on this one.
Okay. Well, Photoshopped it was.
Okay. Okay. So a man is sitting in front of a lake with some mountains in the background, and his back is painted to match the lake and the trees and the mountains. So it looks like he's see-through.
I think this is real.
I think this is real. That looks
like you could see like the fading down like on the bottom right hip.
Yep, and like up
real.
along his neck.
Yeah, that was real.
Yeah. It would have been more it would have been more perfect if it were photoshopped.
Yeah.
This is real, right? Squirrel
curling a dumbbell.
Seeming to curl a dumbbell, although it's threaded rod, so this is just suspended with the weights there, and then the squirrel's just touching it. I think this is real.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. That's real.
Yeah. It's funny. It's almost like Photoshop would be more ideal. Like,
yeah,
you would make the squirrel actually look like it's lifting it if it were photoshopped.
Yep.
Okay. A woman with her hair flying all over the place.
See, this is really difficult because to get your hair spread out like that, it's almost like you would have to be laying down flat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like to be perfectly spread out in like that fan. Because like if she's jumping, it's going to be like more of a flip up, not completely fanned out. Or if she's laying down, it could be spread out all around her.
This is a lot of hair.
That's a lot of hair to cut out.
Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah. The blur on the background. Okay, what if she's laying on a painted floor and they just blurred the floor around her?
It's definitely possible.
There's also like this stuff in the foreground.
Yeah, but the lighting's weird because like why is there so much like light coming from the top right, but yet her face seems just, I don't know.
She's in shadow from her hair.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem.
There's a lot of lens flare.
Yeah,
I think this is real somehow. This stuff up in the top right looks like what my phone camera does in like really high direct light. These weird artifacts.
Yeah.
We can disagree.
I know. I'm gonna say real too.
Okay.
Just because of like the top left, you see all those individual strands of hair.
Yep.
That's so hard. They would either have to be painted in or this is real.
Okay, let's see.
Photoshop.
God damn.
People are good.
I wish they would show us what it's photoshopped from though.
Yeah. That's kind of a mistake. Huh.
Yeah, huh? Right.
It's like a person almost looks like they're doing a backflip with their arms held out, so like holding the sun.
It's just their silhouette.
Yeah. I think this is real.
I think this is real.
I think it's like the perception, like the way it's shot. It's like at an upward angle. So it looks like they're floating in the sky, but they just caught them mid backflip.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with saying real on this one, I think.
Photoshopped.
Damn.
I suck at this.
Apparently.
People are just good. It's also scary. That makes like people think like you anything could be faked.
Oh.
When it comes to like video and imagery and stuff, like people are so good.
Follow some of the deep fakes like accounts. There's Deep Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's like a really good deep fake account of Tom Cruise just like doing shit, and it's incredible and scary. Because some stuff, like there's one video where he's like a janitor and he's doing industrial cleanup, and he's like and there's a laugh in that video that is Tom Cruise. Like it's so hard to believe that it is a deep fake, except the account is like, this is a deep fake of Tom Cruise.
Yeah. This picture is deceiving because it definitely looks photoshopped.
I think it's real though.
How? Like color this different parts of the sand?
Wait. No, I think it's photoshopped. I think it's two pictures. I think it's the picture with the pattern drawn into the sand, and then a picture of the beach, and then the cutoff is the shadow.
Yeah.
I think this one's Photoshop.
Yep.
Just because of that.
Holy
fuck! How'd they take that picture so well with the shadow? Cutting off the design.
That's what I'm saying. People are so good.
Yeah, people are crazy.
Oh, so here we have a turtle mid-flight catching a small frisbee.
God. I would love this to be real, but it ain't.
No, it's got to be fake.
Yeah. Okay.
If that one was real, I would have just been like, you know what?
That'd
This
have
isn't
been.
meant to be. We quit.
Yeah. Someone deserves the best photo of all time if that were real.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a nice sunset on the water with a boat. Beautiful different colors in the sky.
Very clear water. So
Clear water. It almost looks like watercolored painting. It's so like vibrant, and I'm gonna say real though.
I think I'm gonna say real, except for, let me pose this question: do you get such a perfect reflection along the horizon?
Yeah.
If it is real.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going real too.
Yep.
This is a car with no wheels, like an old vintage car with no wheels in front of a shop front.
An older looking shop front too.
No, I just see it as European.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it's an old car. I don't think it. I'm gonna say this is real. Just this feels like a trick to me.
Photoshopped.
Frig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a fish with another fish in its mouth.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this has got to be photoshopped, I would think.
I don't know. The credit says Adobe stock. So this is a stock photo directly from Adobe. So,
but it's been cut out.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think photoshopped.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. A man standing on a crooked stump crookedly.
That's real.
This feels real.
Yeah.
Yep. Good eye. Thanks, Photoshop. So if you ever seen the cartoon Cat Dog, that's basically what this picture is, but it's camel.
Camel.
Yeah.
We need to start our own cartoon called Camel.
Yep.
One side is you, the other side's me.
Except we're both camels?
Yeah, except we're both camels.
Gotcha. This is real, right? Like, why would this be photoshopped?
I don't know.
Like, you could see the edges of the camels, so it's not like it's not supposed to be one. You could see all 8 legs. Why would this be photoshopped?
I don't know. The shadowing looks real.
Yeah. This is real.
Yeah. Yep. Whoa.
Okay.
That's trippy.
Oh, you take the description on this one.
So, wow. There's a swing set, and imagine taking a picture of a swing set, and it's upside down, so the ground is the sky. So the swing set is the A shapes of the swing set are pointing down in the photo, but pointing into the sky. So like the clouds and everything are the bottom half of the picture, and it looks like the guy is just hanging from the swing set, but as if he's suspended from the ground. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it well. This is
okay, so the camera's upside down, but the man is
right side up,
hanging down right side up into the sky.
I'm trying to think.
This is Photoshop. I don't see shadows. The chains wouldn't be taut like that if he were like swinging, if he were like doing a loop the loop to get this picture.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Yep.
Okay. This is a dirt bike man doing a Superman, but he's all the way behind the bike.
This just looks fake to me. This looks photoshopped.
Yeah.
That the just not well done. It looks like the bike was placed there.
The like weird motion blur.
Yeah.
Like why the spokes are too defined but then blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is Photoshop.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The hell is this?
It's a man in a sleeping bag hovering over a desert with a clear sky.
And shoes underneath him.
And shoes underneath him.
This has got to be photoshopped. I mean, I don't understand the photo otherwise.
It feels surrealistic. It feels like it's real. He walks in the frame from the opposite direction, right? You could see some of the sand disturbed to the right of the shoes.
Yeah.
And then he gets in a sleeping bag and jumps.
Yeah.
I think this is real. Yeah, this looks like a cartoon.
Yeah. The hay looks fake. The car looks real. But the car looks like real, but like tiny.
There's something cartoony about the car, too.
It looks like it's a miniature. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks like a real miniature car. Like a tiny. I think it's Photoshop, but I think that that they took the picture of the car and then put it on the background.
Okay.
I think it's Photoshopped.
Okay.
You concur?
Yeah.
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 I don't know what I'm looking at.
Okay, so it's a bunch of colors. It's like, I don't know how to describe this texture. Like watercolor pantyhose.
Yeah. Yeah. Very odd.
I think this is real. I think this is a trick.
I think it's real too. I think it's just a picture of painting.
You think?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
No, Photoshop?
Yeah,
Photoshop. Okay, I appreciate that. I can appreciate it. Oh, boy.
A person diving into the water in the Arctic. I
think it's real. The way that this person is bending going into the water. You know, they got like the silhouette of the person through the water.
Yeah.
If that's someone doing that in Photoshop is incredible. The reflection of the legs on the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's real.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yes, it was.
Man.
Oh, boy.
We missed, what was that? 10. So we got 15 out of 25 correct.
I missed 11. We disagreed on one of them and I was wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Wow.
That was harder than I expected.
Photoshop's kind of cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's crazy the things that people can do.
Oh, fuck that turtle photo.
Oh, the turtle photo is awesome. You know what? We're going to break the rule for how the artwork is set up, maybe. And I'm the one side might just be that turtle picture.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right. Well, you know what? I think that'll be it. I don't think we need to do the other one. I think that was enough of that.
I found it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think everybody should mess around with Photoshop given the opportunity. It's an amazing program. The things that people can create. It's only getting better too. Like they just introduced an entire new suite of functionality for AI retouching and recoloring old photos. To be able to take like old like worn and ripped photos that are like black and white and scan them in and then use AI to digitally reconstruct them and then recolor them.
I have seen people who do that for a living.
Yeah.
Sort of criticizing the AI thing. It almost never like puts enough color in.
Oh, it's not going to be perfect,
still.
But it's a time saver.
Yeah, sure.
So you do that and then you go and adjust it even more.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is incredible what they keep adding in. Hey, let me ask you, what's your opinion on the whole Adobe Pantone thing?
I think Adobe should just create their own, and everyone in the world should say fuck Pantone. Pantone is stupid anyway.
Okay.
Because there's 97 different. Like there's Pantone coated, there's Pantone solid coated, there's all these different ones. There's no like real set standard, and then everything else is just regular CMYK. But then if you're doing like huge medium printing, that's when you end up using Pantone. I think Pantone is just a technology that's not, or a thing that we don't need as much anymore.
Okay.
We've advanced so far that I don't think we specifically need that.
So I've seen I don't know. I don't have a personal opinion, so I'm just sort of parroting like Linus on this one. But he's like, he sees the value in Pantone as someone who does what he does as like he picks, his brand's color, and then no matter what it's printed on, he knows that it's going to be the same color because Pantone, provides a standard selection of colors from plastic to, paper to photo paper to all this different stuff. Is there value in that? Do you think that Adobe could break into being that ubiquitous?
Yes.
Okay.
I 100% do.
Is something like CMYK, like just giving color values, already good enough to do that, or is there actual difference between?
It's close, and I don't trust Pantone to begin with.
Okay.
Because they can't provide it across every medium. Like, no, because there's every different kind of metal has different things, like colors stick to it differently and show up differently. Same with different plastics. Like, It's never perfect. There's always margin of error, and I don't think it's enough to warrant
$10,000 every 3 years, or $15 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe for like huge companies, it'll still be a thing, but
yeah,
I think you'll see a lot of people just get rid of it and not adopt it anymore.
Makes sense. Did it affect you at all? Or did you use any Pantone stuff that got changed to black in the transition?
No, nothing as of yet. I'm sure we will with some of our clients and like printing of bags.
Yeah.
That's one spot that uses them is like bag printers for printing on like the
canvas,
like bread bags, like
okay,
whatever the hell you want to call that, real
cellophane,
thin plastic.
I don't know, who cares.
Cellophane ish,
right?
Plastic.
Well, it's cool. It's interesting to hear different like design professionals' opinions on this. I feel like it really spans the gamut on this particular issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Is it something that's super ingrained in the design industry? Yes. Mm-hmm. But like, so are a lot of things in a lot of different industries, and you just have to be willing to just make the change.
Yep.
I don't think gatekeeping color behind price is a smart move.
That's the thing, right? Is if it were just a validation service, that would be one thing, but it really has turned into gatekeeping.
Yeah, you're gatekeeping it behind price.
Yep.
So you're telling me that like a mom and pop business is starting up literally just can't use Pantone? Well, you could fuck off then. Like,
yeah,
I'm just never going to use it.
That's crazy how much they cost. The books that cost whatever $300 that you're supposed to replace every 18 months.
Yeah, and they're a pain in the ass to look through.
Yep.
It's I don't know, just not great.
Yeah.
Have never been a fan of using them. It seems unintuitive in the rest of the world. That's always growing, and I still have these fucking paint swatch booklets that I gotta flip through.
Yeah, right.
Like everything else is computerized, and I have this big old binder that zips closed, all these fucking paint swatches in it. And it takes me 9 years to find one color that I'm looking for.
And then it's named like 1843-CXT.
No, it's like Pantone 102 CM.
Yeah.
Plus. Like, just like, bruh, nah. I'm good.
Nah. All right, I just wanted to check in with you on that. I hadn't really asked you yet, but
no, that was good. That worked out. That was a good little ending to the show. I don't have much of a loose end, so that worked out well for a good little discussion.
Hey, nice. All went to plan.
All always goes to plan.
All right, then I think that's it for us.
Until next week.
Yep. Take it away. Thank you and congratulations for making it to the end of this episode of Quord on the Street. We have been your hosts, Vince and Josh. You can find us on our socials. You can find us on Twitter at Quord on the Street, QUORD on the ST. If you're listening to us on YouTube /Quord on the Street, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you're listening to us, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you can leave a review, please leave us a review. If you tell us what we can do worse, I promise I will read it on the podcast unless it's just too mean.
If you have any need to contact us in a longer format, you can email us at quordonthestreet@gmail.com, or you can visit us on our website, cordonthestreet.xyz. Feel free to leave us a voice message on there. If you want to reach out to us individually, you can get a hold of us at our personal Twitters. Mine is @I'mScuzzy, IMSKUZZEY.
And I am at V_C, spell out the underscore. We would finally like to acknowledge the people that made this podcast happen. Josh Wardle, who is the original creator of Wordle.
And Freddie Meyer, the creator of Quordle, who you can find on Twitter @Quordle.
And with that, we will just ask you, as always, to
Get the cord out.